Peace, peace. I just wanted to come and talk for a minute about forgiving ourselves and why is it so hard to forgive ourselves. Walking around with so much heaviness in our chest and on our shoulders, in our heart, and our muscles, and our body, and our aches and in our pains. You know, if God can forgive us, why is it so challenging for us to forgive ourselves? For me, I know I was just sitting here having a whole moment and releasing some heaviness and some darkness. And really just sitting with that, praying and talking to God about forgiving me, and what kept coming up is forgiving myself and learning to not be so hard on myself. I definitely know there's this overarching theme of being way too hard on myself in so many different ways and avenues in life. Especially when it comes to like the things we've done or just having thoughts about stuff. I'd be like, oh my God, I feel so bad just for having thoughts about stuff. Some of those thoughts are just stuff that comes in. It's just like having a dream. Like, oh my God, what did I dream that? Well, I did watch this crazy ass movie like last night, and my dream was the same as that crazy ass movie. You know, some of the things we've experienced or been through, have seen, can really sit heavy on the human psyche, on the spiritual psyche. So, and I know through science and stuff like that, not that that's everything, but I do like the versions of science. Oh, this is a cute truck. They had every color of the rainbow on their a Jeep, so on like the front mesh metal part, I don't know, but it was really cute, and the whole thing was orange, and that just really made me happy because orange is one of my favorite colors. Yeah, and it aligns with sacral healing that I was listening to not too long ago as well. And a lot of these things do sit heavy within our being and our root and our hips and our sacral, as I've been experiencing more hip pain and really just being like, I think I'm just gonna have this surgery if I need to. Another really cute Jeep, that one was blue and purple, like iridescent. But yeah, sitting with the sacral and releasing these heavy things, sexual trauma, times where we may have not spoken out or spoken up as much as we should have about a situation, whether out of fear or whatever, not wanting to fight, self-preservation. And I did learn in counseling that I'm trying to avoid these potholes. That's why I don't come down here. Big ass potholes. God. I learned in counseling that is a way that we protect ourselves. It doesn't always feel good or feel protected, but if it's like, man, I'd rather just wait it out versus fight it out, unfortunately, yeah, I think I can understand that. It's still hard because there's this fighter spirit within me that's just like wants to fight it out, but in certain moments it's just like, I know for a fact this could be really, really bad. And that sucks. That's not a good space to be in. It is not a space that feels good to be in. And then again, with that being said, then we then internalize our experiences and trauma and abuse, thinking that it's our fault or that we deserved it or that there's just something within us that keeps attracting it. So learning to forgive ourselves for the things we've done, the things we sat through, the times we didn't speak up, unfortunately. I'm not saying that it's okay to be in fear, but it's also, I've been stricken with fear for a really long time in many different situations. So at some point we have to let that go and forgive ourselves and try to find healthier, better ways in and out of situations. Because sometimes it wasn't even as simple as just saying something. I wouldn't have necessarily had to fight. It just felt like it, and I didn't want to find out. I didn't want to fuck around and find out. I don't know, whatever. It's just, regardless of where that comes from, it doesn't feel good, and it's time to start releasing these things. We did the best we could to protect ourselves in these moments. And the world can be really scary, challenging to navigate. Our own lives, the things we experience on a day-to-day basis, decisions we need to make. allowing people into our lives. So often we want to do the right thing, or we want it to go the best possible way. For me, I know a lot of it's in slowing down and doing a lot of that groundwork off rip, because I wouldn't have been in certain situations had I listened to my intuition. A lot of that's learning my intuition when it's speaking. I know recently that the fear comes in the doubt, in the questioning of the intuition, or what we're taking in, what we're sensing and seeing. And it sucks because sometimes it feels so negative. It's like, oh my God, now I'm just being negative. I'm the one that in and of itself feels fearful or negative or bad or however you want to word it, toxic. And it's like, your intuition isn't just there to pick up on the good things, the things that feel good. It's also there to pick up on what doesn't feel good, what isn't right, what is negative, what is toxic, what is not for us. And that's hard. It's challenging to see scary shit and see the truth in people. But I'd rather see it off rip and trust my intuition than see it face to face dealing with these individuals. It just doesn't feel good to self-inflict our own trauma and hurt onto us. But it's okay. It's life. We could take a moment to breathe and release that, because it is good. I feel it's good to feel, to want, to yearn, to do the right thing, or for certain experiences. But the road to hell is paved with good intentions, and sometimes we have to be mindful. Not sometimes, often we have to be really mindful and sit with that for a minute and not feel pressure to answer right away, or to make a move right away, or a decision right away. It's okay to sit with it. And if people don't want to understand that, hey, I need a moment to process this, to fully think this out, see whether this is for me or not. Sometimes it's not instantaneous. Sometimes it's like a few months, you know what I'm saying? A few weeks, few days, few hours. At the very least, you have to grant yourself that grace. And if others can't, well then right out there you go. Bada bing, bada boom. It's a no. It's challenging because sometimes it's family or people that we have to interact with on a daily basis. Ooh, that rang. Often, and a breach of boundaries. Especially time and time again, you know, you start to want to waver, but we can't. We don't have to feel or internalize that external pressure. The more we stand 10 toes down, firm on what we believe and who we are, regardless if it makes sense. Sometimes shit don't make sense of it. I just know what internally feels right and what internally feels wrong. If I sit and breathe on it and I still don't feel right, my breath connects me to spirit, to God, to the universe. So I just have to sit with it. If you can't respect that, then some way, shape, or form, you gotta go. It's not always easy. It's not an overnight process. And the one thing I really, really learned recently with disconnecting is not fully disconnecting, at least not instantaneously, but sometimes it's just the energetic pullback of energy, connection. You know, I don't have to not talk to you ever again, but I can pull my energy back into myself, pour it elsewhere where I do feel supported, where I do feel that connection, that bond mutually. We pour so much in, we have so much hope sometimes in spaces where there's no hope. And the things we want so bad are not always the things that we truly need or even desire. Sometimes they're temporary. They fill other voids or unfulfilled desires, not desires, unmet needs and shit like that, especially on a deep, fundamental level. That's that, what I'm seeing is that pyramid of hierarchy of needs. Dealing with like finances, shelter, career, even sex is on that hierarchy. And I forget, Maslow's hierarchy of needs? Something like that. Look it up. It's a hierarchy of needs, like a pyramid, and it talks about basic needs, and then it's like 4, maybe 5 parts in that pyramid. So we have to just look at why do we want to do these things, or where they're coming from. Because sometimes, like I said, I definitely have settled or allowed things or people in my life or to happen, thinking, oh, this is going to help me get where I want to go, or help me attain what I need in this moment. But those temporary satisfactions, or temporary satisfying something, a deeper rooted the word is coming up is need. And there are basic fundamental things that people need that are unmet on a regular basis. Plenty of people are out here without sufficient food and housing, relationships. Not even talking about romantic or intimate. I'm talking about more like sisterhood, brotherhood, familial, friendship, connecting with people of like minds or like interests. We don't always have to do that. Sometimes we can just do that ourselves. I've been seeing how to connect with the things I want to do within myself and just doing it on my own, and eventually connecting with others who are in that space too. But it takes baby steps. So looking at why we're doing things and where it's coming from can be really helpful and impactful. Look at this man reading and walking. I love it. I'm down on the MLK Boulevard. It's absolutely gorgeous over here. Really meditative to just drive and look at that. I actually got to get out not too long ago and look at the different gardens, and I want to go check out the botanical garden. But they have a greenhouse up here that's. So I want to check that out. We're not going to do it today because I think they're going to close here soon. But I want to check it out. So yeah, that's my spiel. Looking deeper at where these decisions in life are coming from, where they're made from, what they're rooted in, how it's been for us previously in the past, so that we can continue to move forward into the future, into a brighter future, into a lighter future. Because I don't know about you, but I'm tired of walking around with all this heaviness, all these aches and pains. And I don't think it's all obviously from the mental, emotional, spiritual things. A lot of it is, but it's not all. But we can do what we can, baby steps. It's a whole holistic roundabout of getting well, being well, whether it's mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, in our connections, in our connection to ourselves, in our connection to God, what's around us, our career, our desires, our purpose, what we truly desire to do with our life, to give back, to just give, to just be, to just live. Self-forgiveness is self-preservation. We got this. We got this. Much love, y'all. Sending hugs and all the good stuff. Be gentle with yourself in this season, because it is tough out here. The world is not gentle, but that doesn't mean we don't need to be gentle with ourselves. Even when we do something bad, I've done a handful of things that I'm not proud of. But that doesn't define me as a person. I know I'm not a bad person. Even more reason to continue to release these things that we don't need. All right, y'all, peace.